Think about the massive urban development projects that we see in global mega cities today. Imagine a government deciding to build a high speed railway that will connect two major business hubs. This project is projected to boost the economy by billions, create millions of jobs, and lift the national GDP. It is incredibly efficient. But there's a catch. To build a central station, the government must forcibly evict small community of urban poor who have lived on that land for generations. They have no legal titles. So the government plans to simply bulldoze the area and move them to a remote province with no jobs. For example, the North-South Commuter Railway, NSCR, this project currently unfolding in the Philippines, 2024 to 2026. It is a massive multi-billion dollar mega city infrastructure project designed to link Clark, a major business hub, to Manila and Laguna. While it promises to revolutionize the economy, it has triggered one of the most significant displacement crises in country's recent history. This is exactly where John Rawls enters the room. He starts with his masterpiece, A Theory of Justice, with an uncompromising assertion. He said, justice is the first virtue of social institutions. As truth is of systems of thought, a theory, however elegant and economical, must be rejected or revised if it is untrue. Likewise, laws and institutions, no matter how efficient and well arranged, must be reformed or abolished if they are unjust. Just as a scientific theory is useless if it is not true, a society is a failure if it isn't just. Before Rawls, the world was obsessed with utilitarianism, the idea of maximizing total happiness. But Rawls warns us that's a dangerous game. It treats society like a single body where the limbs of the few can be cut off to save the torso of the many. Rawls makes a profound move in here. He shifts our focus from the good, which is what makes us personally happy, to the right, which is what is fair for everyone. He insists that we must agree on the rules of the game before we start playing for our own interests. To help us find these rules, he invites us into the most famous thought experiment in modern philosophy. The idea of the original position is to set up a fair procedure so that any principles agreed to will be just. The aim is to use the notion of pure procedural justice as a basis of theory. Somehow, we must nullify the effects of specific contingencies which put men at odds and tempt them to exploit social and natural circumstances to their own advantage. Now, in order to do this, I assume that the parties are situated behind a veil of ignorance. They do not know how the various alternatives will affect their own particular case, and they are obliged to evaluate principles solely on the basis of general considerations. Everyone, let us close our eyes for a second. Imagine that you are about to be born into a new society. But here's the catch. You are behind a veil of ignorance. You have no idea if you will be born rich or poor, male or female, a genius or someone with learning disability, a devout believer or an atheist. Behind that veil, would you vote for a law that says only the rich get health care? Why or why not? Perhaps you might say, no, because I might end up being the poor person. Exactly. You wouldn't gamble with your life. Instead, you would follow the Maximin rule. You'd want to make sure the worst possible position in society is still pretty good. This leads Rawls into his two massive principles. Number one, equal liberty. Everyone gets a total guarantee of basic freedoms. And number two, the difference principle. Inequality is only okay if it actually helps the most vulnerable people. Now, why does this matter for us as humans? Rawls isn't just talking about taxes. He is talking about our dignity. We should not attempt to give form to our life by first looking to the good independently defined, he said. It is not our aims that primarily reveal our nature, but rather the principles that we would acknowledge to govern the background conditions under which these aims are to be formed. For the self is prior to the ends which are affirmed by it. In simple words, you are more than just your desires. You are a moral person with the power to choose your own path by putting the right before the good. Rawls ensures your dignity isn't just a prize that you have to win. It is a starting point that can never be taken away.